Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Kovalenko. I am the founder of Broken Bicycle Games and the game director of Lost Souls Guide to Dating. And in this relatively short video, I hope, I would like to tell you more about our game and actually show one of the prototypes that we made about several months ago, basically in summer, that we presented in the Gotland Game Conference. So what is Lost Souls Guide to Dating? I like to call it the dating and detective game of the new generation. Because, well, why is it a new generation, you might ask? And the reason for that is that our game features the most advanced, at least to our knowledge, dialogue system that doesn't use AI, mind you, that's an important thing. That is supposed to make the player character interactions very immersive and very realistic to an extent. So today we're going to actually take a look at how it works and which mechanics make it very special and make it stand out. But before we do, I probably need to tell you more about what is a lost soul and why is it dating and why it needs a guide. So in our game, you take on the role of a lost soul who is a sort of a husk who has lost their personality and lost their memories and only looks as this kind of flaming thing, a ghost. But most of the lost souls that have been appearing in the before you, they couldn't speak, they couldn't move, they were just standing there and staring at the same spot. But unlike them, you can actually move and talk. And so because of that, the police recruit you for an investigation of the other lost souls to get to the core of what's happening and why the lost souls are appearing in the first place. And since you don't have any memories or don't have any personality, really, you actually start building one from scratch. And you do that by talking to other people, by going on dates. So when it's not necessarily dates, you can just choose to make friends. No one forces you to really get into a romantic relationship, but you're expanding your social network, you're building connections, and the people you're meeting on your way are in fact gonna help you with the investigation. So one of those people, actually one of the first dateable characters you will meet is Katarina. You can actually see her on the poster here, and we're gonna look at her later today. And Katarina is a cat girl. She's a local bartender, and she is intrigued by a lost soul walking into the bar randomly. So she invites you on a date, and she just wants to know you better. So let's take a look at how this works in practice on the prototype that we made earlier this year for showcasing our dialogue mode. Of course, it also features the story mode, as you can see here, but it is quite lengthy as it tells the whole lore about the lost souls and why you're doing what you're doing, why you're going on dates, and we don't really have time for that. So let's go on a date with Katarina, who was our very first character and probably the most developed, because we have watched her personality evolution for a long time. So yeah, let's begin. The date starts with the roll for initiative, and the roll for initiative mechanic is one of the central mechanics for our game. As you can imagine, we were inspired by the classic RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons, Baldur's Gate, that use the initiative roll mechanic to determine the order of taking turns. And we did quite a similar thing in our game. So the initiative roll decides who's gonna take turns speaking. The idea behind that wasn't just to make dialogues fun and sort of more interactive and to just, add something to make it more fun. The idea was that if you try to look at the personality dynamics that are happening when people go on dates, especially if it's the first date, they are a lot, maybe sometimes too much, about trying to find these personal boundaries, trying to explore who's gonna start talking first, who wants to talk first, who wants to talk more. Like if you both want to talk more and you want to talk a lot, then your like initiatives will basically clash. So this is the idea behind this mechanic. It's not just to determine who's gonna talk first. There's a lot of depth to it, and there's a lot of ways of expressing one's personality. So in our game in the future, just like in classical RPGs, different characters will have different modificators for their initiative rolls, which is designed specifically to express how some characters are just more talkative and they want to like overpower you and like overshare, while some characters will have like constant initiative debuffs and they will rely on you asking them questions more often. So, let's begin and let's roll for initiative. We rolled 3 and Katarina rolled 4. And Katarina starts. And this time she decides to start the date not by talking about herself, but with questioning us and asking us about our memories, because we are the lost soul who doesn't really have any memories of our past life. And here we actually have a choice. We can answer her question and say, yeah, actually I remember something. And we can not answer her question. We can try to change the topic and try to talk about something else. I mean, of course, in this specific context, there is no reason for us to not share our, lack of memories with Katarina. But this is the opportunity that we want to give to players because, in the other context, when talking about the same kind of thing with other characters, it will be, in fact, essential that you don't overshare information with them because, Katarina is just a pretty cat lady who invited you on a date to know you better, but some characters might not be this trustworthy and might not be this well intended. So this time let's talk about what we remember. And we begin with the memories from our past life, which is the only things that we remember about before we became the lost soul. Yeah, I was gambling with someone, I was really scared. Yeah, gambling doesn't sound good. Yeah, so Katarina grew up in the, not in the best neighborhood, so she doesn't really like shady places and shady clubs, which I think she is going to share with us here. But who knows, maybe we have been involved with something because we really don't know what the hell we were doing in that casino in the first place. Yeah, so here she isn't judging, but she's not fond of it either. And she actually explains why. But yeah, maybe not everyone is bad in the casinos. Anyway. Yes, and here we can we can play victim and emphasize our struggles, and we can admit that maybe it wasn't the good idea to be stuck in the casino and gamble your soul away, which is likely what happened. And this is the end of this particular dialogue piece. So, some things that are important about it. Firstly, you can see that you can scroll up and revisit your dialogue history. This is an important feature because we specifically wanted to make it so that players can visit previous dialogues and previous messages, because they are kind of displayed in the way of messages in here, just because players are supposed to have some sort of short-term memory. The other important thing is that we are in fact going to make it into a short-term memory, and the messages and like the text you can see will eventually fade away, and you will have to kind of practice your memory. And like if you want to save some important piece of information and some important line, you will have to do it manually. So let's roll for initiative again and see who will start. Here we have a tie. And for now we resolve the tie in favor of the player, but I think what's gonna happen in fact is some sort of I don't know, maybe a quick time event to make it more dynamic, because once again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, when you are on a date and you start speaking at the same time with your date, it always has this awkward moment of like, no, you, that kind of thing. So it would be fun to implement it, and this is the idea behind this mechanic. But for now, let's enjoy that we actually have a choice. Yeah, so Katerina came to this date on a motorcycle, so we can actually ask her about why she rides a motorcycle. But now let's look at the other dialogue pieces that we have and the other topics that we can explore. So once again, we win this initiative roll, and let's actually ask Katerina if she likes her work. So here you can see that like after we start, there are a bunch of options that you can choose. Here there are only two, but yeah, they are basically designed as some sort of conversation starters. So yeah, is it fun working at the bar? Yeah, so basically here Katerina talks about her bar job, and she actually likes it, she actually enjoys it, but even though it's not the fanciest place. And here you can see the more classical dialogue choice that will actually have, well, consequences, because one of the options is the kind of positive and affirmative, and the other one is a little bit dismissive. Let's choose the dismissive one and see what happens. And Katerina's not happy about it. She says, what's that supposed to mean? She smokes nervously. And we can actually elaborate, and we can pressure her into, like, why does she work at this shitty bar job in the first place? Doesn't she aspire anything more for herself? And she doesn't like that. And here is another mechanic that we have implemented. It is the awkward moment. So normally when one of the dialogue pieces ends, the game automatically transitions to the roll for initiative part. However, if players really mess up the dialogue and they say something that the character really doesn't like, then before going back to the initiative roll, there will be this awkward moment where neither of you really know what to say. And so here it is designed as just yeah, and Katerina just gets out her cigarette. And then we can go back to the roll for initiative and kind of restore the order of conversation. So the initiative roll goes on a scale from 1 to 12, which is equivalent to rolling 2d6, which is the standard 6-sided die. Once again, bringing us back to the topic of, well, we gambled away our soul in the casino. So let's explore yet another conversation chunk, and we'll roll for initiative again. And we'll have Katerina start. Here you can actually see that she chose the same dialogue piece as we had before, and except it does not have the part where we ask her a question, which illustrates the essence of how this dialogue mechanic actually works, right? So each dialogue piece that exists in there, and there are a lot, can either begin with us asking a question to a character, or the character just bringing up this topic by themselves. So here, Katerina starts talking about her job, because this is something that she trusts us with. And if we would ask her a question, she would also, well, answer it as we have seen before. However, at the same time, there's a chance that we will ask her a question that she would never bring up herself. And if this happens, if she doesn't trust us enough, she will just tell us to, yeah, to not ask her that kind of question, and another awkward moment will occur. But here, let's actually explore the better options of how we can, well, talk to Katerina and what we can tell her. So instead of being like disapproving of her choice of work as a bartender, we can question her a little bit, like, what is the right crowd then? Not shitting. Yeah, and that kind of answers itself. Well, sometimes Katerina just doesn't really like to talk a lot. Yeah. But maybe they're hiring. Who knows? Yeah, and this is not really her decision. This is the decision of her boss. Let's roll again. We rolled 7 and Katerina rolled 4. And we can start by choosing a topic. So she mentioned her boss, which is Anastasia. So let's ask her about it. And we can see she doesn't really mind talking about it, so we can actually have a conversation about it. So yeah, to own the bar, really. But no, she works there. And this was the little question exchange, and after that Katerina proceeds talking about her boss as she would. Yeah, so she suggests that Anastasia will be interested in meeting a lost soul, but well, we don't want to meet another person. We're quite happy with Katerina and being on a date with her. Yeah, and she's trying to explain why Anastasia would be interested in meeting us. Here we have a chance to play a victim just a little by saying that we don't really know what we are, because, well, we really don't. Can Katerina do cool tricks? Of course she can. Yeah, and this finishes yet another little dialogue exchange. This has been a short demonstration of our dating mode mechanics. And of course we will be developing them, and there have been some improvements that I already mentioned before, such as the initiative modificators and so on. Even like right now we are working on the card mechanic, so apart from the just being able to choose from different dialogue options, you will also be able to play basically dialogue cards, which are like smile nicely, or have a judging look, or I don't know, but we have a card, for example, that it basically works like Uno reverse, which allows you to like redirect a question. So they are supposed to bring more dynamic to the conversation, except for just reading through and clicking options. And they are also designed to represent different conversational strategies. So without the cards, you won't really be able to navigate the conversation except for choosing options. And that's not what our game is about. Our game is about the interpersonal dynamics and like how you present yourself and how you act within the conversation. And we're also using cards because we are developing the aesthetic of, well, you lost your soul in a casino and you are being punished for that. So as I mentioned, we have the 2d6 that you are rolling for initiative, which is just the standard like casino dice, and also the cards that you are actually like using when talking to characters. They are also just a reminder of your curse. So this is it, and this should give you the very good overview of what our game is about and what we are working on right now. I hope you liked it, and I hope I was able to spark your interest in our project. And stay tuned. Follow us on social media, on LinkedIn. Follow us on our website. We will soon post links to the playable version in there when we are ready to present something better and something that will give even a better idea of what our game is about. It's been a real joy talking about our game today. So thank you for staying tuned, and bye bye.